Welcome to the Summer in 7 series, where I answer one subscriber's question in 7 minutes or less. If you're moving to Mexico and feeling overwhelmed by all the stuff you have to do, you need the 11-point Move to Mexico checklist, which is free when you download the also free Move to Mexico Quick Start Guide. Link in the description below. The information in this video will cover the necessary documents and entry requirements for pet owners traveling with their pets from the United States, Canada, the European Union, and all other countries. After watching this video, you will know how many pets you can bring to Mexico, what to expect at the Mexican ports of entry, and general tips for traveling with your pets to Mexico. How many pets can I bring to Mexico? You don't need to be a temporary or permanent resident to bring your pet to Mexico. Even if you're traveling to Mexico as a tourist, you are still welcome to bring your pet. The limit is 2 pets per person. Again, that is per person, so if you are traveling as a couple, you can bring up to 4 pets. If you have more pets, don't worry, you can still import them to Mexico, but just know that there is gonna be a fee and you might need to hire the services of a custom agent to get the animal import certificate for you in Mexico. In addition to dogs and cats, here are other common pets that you can bring with you to Mexico. Hamsters, guinea pigs, ferrets, canaries, Australian parakeets, cockatiels, parrots, tortoises. If you want to import an animal other than one of the ones I just listed, then contact your nearest Mexican consulate for more information. What is required to bring your dog or cat into Mexico? If you're traveling to Mexico from the United States or Canada, then the Mexican government does not require you to have a health certificate. There's also a good chance that they won't ask to see the proof of rabies vaccination, but it's a good idea to travel with those health records just in case. If you're traveling to Mexico by plane, please double check the airline requirements for traveling with a pet just in case they want to see a health certificate. If you're traveling to Mexico from a country other than the United States or Canada, then you must have a health certificate from a licensed veterinarian issued within 15 days of your travel date. It must be typed on the veterinary office letterhead and include the veterinarian's professional information, name of the pet owner, address of the pet owner in country of origin, destination address in Mexico, rabies vaccine application date and its validity, statement from the vet that the pet was examined and found clinically healthy, statement from the vet that the pet was dewormed within the last 6 months and is free of ectoparasites like ticks and fleas. Kittens and puppies under the age of 3 months are exempt from the rabies vaccine requirement. When you enter Mexico, your pet will be examined for ticks and fleas. It's very, very important that if your pet has some type of skin disorder that could potentially be misconstrued, that you bring along with you a letter from your veterinarian explaining the skin disorder and the treatment. Personally, if I were in this situation and I was traveling to Mexico with a pet that had a skin disorder, I would go the extra mile and get that explanation from my vet translated into Spanish just to head off any misunderstandings because you don't want your pet to be quarantined unnecessarily. Tips for traveling to Mexico with your pet. It's important that you have a pet carrier specifically designed for traveling with your pet. Cardboard boxes, plastic boxes, those are not going to cut it. The inside of the pet carrier needs to have an absorbent lining. You can use shredded newspaper. On the pet carrier, you need to write your full name, your address in Mexico, your telephone number, and I recommend also your email address, somewhere that it is clearly visible. You should also have an arrow pointing which way is up and live animal in really big letters. Your pet should have tags that identify them and lists your current contact information. If you know that you're going to be changing your phone number in Mexico, then put your email address. What to expect at the Mexican port of entry. When you arrive at the port of entry, you're going to proceed to the zoo sanitary kiosk for the documents check and inspection. Look for signs with these acronyms. You can have water and food ready for your pet. The Mexican government lets you import a small ration of dry food. But at the time of the inspection, the pet carrier should be relatively clean and empty. That means no food, no water, no toys, no bones, no bed. There will be a documents check as well as a short physical examination of your pet. They are checking to make sure that your dog or cat is free of any infectious or contagious diseases, and they want to see that there aren't any fresh or healing wounds. Again, this is very important. If there is anything going on with your pet that could be misconstrued as an infectious or contagious disease, then you are going to want to have a written explanation from your vet. And like I said, if it were me, I would get that written explanation translated into Spanish. I want to note here that the inspection and documentation checks at the airports seem to be a lot more strict than what goes on at the border crossings via land. Helen, who is part of the Move to Mexico membership community, has crossed the border several times driving with her dogs and reports that no official has ever asked her anything about them. Regardless, she still always travels with their vet records and recommends that you do the same. If you have any questions about bringing your pet to Mexico or would like to submit a question for the Summer in 7 series, please feel free to ask in the comments below. I'm Alex from backpackingbrunette.com. Thanks for watching.